Hi everyone, morning from Santorini. This is a great flow to do if you've just come off a plane or if you're just getting home from work, even if it's morning and you're having your cup of coffee. All you need is your mat and yourself. So when you're ready, we'll get started standing at one end of the mat. Once you're standing, find your feet right underneath your hips. Take your hands around the sides of the ribs. Soften or close your eyes and take a full deep inhale in. Big exhale out. Find that breath a few more times. As you inhale, feel your lungs expand into your hands. And as you exhale, feel the ribs pull together, belly gently pull back towards the spine. One more deep round of breath like that. And drop the arms down by the sides. On your next inhale, reach your arms up and overhead. And as you exhale, bring the arms down, dive forward towards the feet. Let the fingertips find the mat, or if they can't reach to the shins, they can inhale and just lift the chest up. And as you exhale, fall forward over the legs, forward fold. Shake the head no. And then put a deep bend in your knees. Slowly roll yourself back up to standing one vertebrae at a time. As you inhale, arms reach up towards the sky. Exhale, dive forward, hands to the earth or the shins. Inhale, lift halfway. And as you exhale, drop the crown of the head heavy. Shake the head no, deep bend in the knees. And as you exhale, roll yourself up one vertebrae at a time. Twice more. Inhale, arms go up and overhead. Exhale, dive forward, hands to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, falling forward. Shake the head no. Take an inhale to prepare. And as you exhale, roll yourself up one vertebrae at a time. One last time, full inhale, expanding the lungs. Exhale, dive forward, hands to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. And as you exhale, dropping forward. Bend into the knees. Slowly roll yourself back up one vertebrae at a time. This time we'll inhale, reach the arms towards the sky. Let your arms reach out and down towards the ground. Find the forward fold and start to crawl the hands forward one at a time until you find yourself into a downward facing dog. Once you get there, start to pedal through the legs. Bend one knee, drop the opposite heel. Inhaling as you switch through the heels, exhale as one heel drops. And as you find this, shift the weight back into your legs more, out of the hands, really gripping the mat and pressing the mat away with the hands as you grip with the fingertips. And allow the shoulders to roll away from the sides of the skull. One more each side of that pedal. And then we'll drop both heels down to the mat and start to find a move through our spine. So lifting the heels to start, you lift the heels and start to round through your spine like you're moving forward into a plank shape. Right before you get there, bend the knees, arch the back. Look forward and send the hips up and back. Heels drop to the earth. Inhale, lift your heels up, round through the spine like a wave. You roll forward, bend the knees, arch the back, shift up and back. Inhale, lifting the heels, round through the spine and move forward. Bend the knees, arch the back, hips go up and back. And then keep moving through this. Doesn't matter what it looks like. Make it fluid and try not to think about it so much so that it turns more into a wave through your spine, warming up your whole body as you move in and out of this sort of plank down dog through this wave. We'll take 3 more. Using your breath. Last 2. And then last one. Roll roll forward, find that plank shape just for a moment, roll the shoulders open, and then shift your weight forward into your hands, and as you can, slowly come down, bending the elbows, eventually meeting with ourselves all the way down onto the mat. Hands will come down near the ribs, feet can widen as wide as the mat, and then press the palms into the mat and start to lift your chest up into just a small extension of the spine. Inhale. And as you exhale, lowering back down. Pressing into the palms, rolling the shoulders open. Shoulder blades draw down the back as you lift the chest up. And then exhale as you lower back down. Twice more like that. And then last one. Lower all the way down and reach the right arm forward in front of you. Keep the left hand where it is. Press into both palms equally and start to come up into extension. Rotate and look over the left shoulder. Exhale as you lower yourself back down. Again, like that, you press into both hands, lifting into extension and then peeking over the left shoulder to rotate through your thoracic spine. Lower it back down twice more. Press into both palms. Inhale, lift and rotate. Exhale as you lower. Last one. Coming all the way down. Switching the hands so the left arm reaches long. Right palm comes near your ribs. Press into both hands. Inhaling, coming up, rotating over the right shoulder. Exhale as you lower back down. Filling the lungs with air as you lift. That natural expansion of the lungs helps the spine extend. Exhale as you deflate the lungs, you return back to the earth. Twice more. Last one. And then bring the left hand near the left rib cage. Press back to a child's pose. Knees wide, hips towards the heels. Take 2 deep rounds of breath, letting the forehead melt gently down towards the mat. Big inhale in. Exhale out. One more time like that. We'll roll ourselves up to seated and meet lying on our right forearm with the legs stacked close to a 90-degree angle. Top hip is rolling forward, and then the knees are forward, but the heels are going to come back slightly so they're more in line with your sits bones. You can stay propped up on your forearm, or if you like, you can lie all the way down on either your palm, your arm, or block. Top knee is going to open towards the sky, heels stay together, and then top knee closes back down. Again, just like that, little clamshell towards the sky and lowering. And then once you get moving, think of the underneath rib cage lifting slightly, and then the ribs pulling together and back so that your abs are still active here, even though you're not focusing on them as the main point of this exercise. If you are propped up on your forearm, press actively into the forearm so that you can feel how the shoulder is engaged in supporting you rather than sinking into the shoulder. And then as we lift and lower the leg, the hip is going to want to roll open. Your job is to keep the pelvis stacked. Maybe that means your top hand comes behind your hip. You gently press the hip forward as you're lifting and lowering the knee. Let's just take 3. Exhale as you lift for 2. Next time the knee is lifted, lift your whole leg, internally rotate and tap the knees together. Keep your heels apart, and then lift your whole leg, externally rotate, tap your heels together, knees apart. Keep going like that. Knees together, heels apart. Externally rotate, heels together, knees apart. Be sure that that movement's really coming from the thigh bone rather than just the foot in space. And that should help you feel more of the back of your left hip if you're not already feeling it. 3 more here. Last 2. And then let's find heels together, knees apart. Try to keep the thigh bones still. Extend through the knee joint so you're in a long diagonal, and then bend the knee, heels should tap back together. Again, like that. Top leg extends, top leg bends. Last variation, if your left glute is on fire, we're almost there. Little kick towards the sky on the diagonal, keeping the thighs still. Last 3. Exhale as you extend for 2. And then last one. Really nice. Press yourself all the way up to seated. You can lean back into the hands. Just cross the left heel over the right thigh. Gently rock side to side to give the back of the left hip a little release. And then we'll bring our legs to the other side. Find it on the other side right away. So you lie onto the left forearm now. Your legs are stacked. Heels come back in line with your sits bones and start to open your top knee towards the sky. Close the top knee right back down. Once you get moving, be sure underneath rib cage is lifting, ribs pull together towards the spine. If it's helpful, top hand comes behind the top hip, gently presses the top hip forward so that you can keep your pelvis stacked here. Exhale as the knee and thigh move towards the sky. Inhale as they close. Let's take 3. Last 2. And then from here, your whole leg lifts, knees together, heels apart. Lift your whole leg, externally rotate, heels together, knees apart. Keep going just like that. Here's where we want to sink into the shoulder. Keep pressing into that underneath shoulder, lifting the underneath rib cage. So this should feel like as much work for that supporting shoulder as it does for the top side hip. Let's just take, here's 4. Exhale as you open, last 3. Here's 2. And then last 1. Heels together, knees apart. We move into our final variation. Thigh stays still, extend the top leg, bend the knee, heels tap back together. Top leg extends, knees bend, heels together. So good. Keep sending that inner right thigh towards the sky. You're here just for 3. Exhale as you extend. Here just for 2. And then last one. Close it down, press yourself all the way up. Shift back into your hands and then cross the right heel over the left thigh. You can gently rock side to side. Give the back of the right hip a little bit of love. And then last thing to finish here, we'll face one side of the mat and find hands and knees once more. Once the hands are under the shoulders, knees are right under the hips, tuck your toes. Try to keep the shoulders open and your tailbone reaching away. And as you exhale, hover the knees off the mat. As you inhale, drop the knees back down. Exhale, belly towards the spine, lift the knees. Inhale, lower. Instead of rounding your spine to do this, can you exhale, little hover? Inhale, drop it down. Just 3 more, shifting weight into the hands as you exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Last 2. And then last one, tuck the toes, lift the knees, just hold, stay there, roll the shoulders open. 3 deep rounds of breath, full inhale in. Exhale out, last 2. Almost there. Last one. Drop the knees go wide, hips back towards the heels, child's pose. Drop the crown of the head heavy. And just stay there. Take 3 full deep rounds of breath. Scanning through the body, Maybe noticing what feels a bit different than when you first started moving. And taking one more full deep inhale in. Big full exhale to release. Walk the hands back towards the knees. Start to roll yourself up to seated. And then that's your class for today. Thanks so much for joining me in beautiful Santorini. See you soon.